Hey, yo, what's up? I'm going to say 2 words and a number. Dead Space 3. I'm going to say this. Dead Space 2 was the scariest game that I've played all this generation. That's one of them games that I play with people in the room and the light on. All right? That's how amazing it is. Now, the first thing is you guys took over the survival horror genre. That wasn't an easy task because Resident Evil had that title in Silent Hill, but you did it. So, mission accomplished, number one. The story, though, that's where it gets very interesting. Isaac, what he can do, his mind, it's amazing. Like, can you elaborate on how far and deep that goes with Dead Space 3? Please. I think that's amazing. And let them know who you are as well.
Sure. I'm Chuck Beaver. I'm the story producer for the Dead Space franchise. Well, I can't give away too many spoilers about what you're asking. Like, I don't want to tell you what happens with Isaac's story, but it's the next installment in what is happening with Isaac and the whole thing with the markers, the necromorphs. Every question you have about what are markers and what are necromorphs and why are they here, how do they get here, what are they doing, and we try to answer in Dead Space. So you should get a lot of lore answers by the time you finish playing. Now, I can't tell you any of those answers because those are the story of Dead Space 3 is that. So that's what you're going to play while you're playing Dead Space 3. At the end, you'll have most of those answers. And, of course, we leave some back for mystery, but we tell you a great deal.
Now, with the co-op, now, to me, I think that's great that you have that there, but it also leads me to believe that there's new designs and new type of levels that we may be playing in. So can you kind of explain, like, how far you take the overall game in terms of, like the development of it and also being in space? Like, being in space, floating around, and you got co-op, that's crazy. So I can imagine the dynamics of how the game is going to come at you now and the enemies and stuff. So can you kind of elaborate on the development of that?
Sure, sure. Well, keep in mind that the co-op experience is meant to be the classic Dead Space experience. Like, it's everything you love. Yeah. Like, you play through it, only your friends with you. Okay. Right, so it's not like it's a whole other game, right? It's exactly the stuff you love about Dead Space. And in single player, it's literally Dead Space. There's no one else there. And then when in co-op, there's another guy with you playing, right? Okay. So that's the primary feature, is that you're playing that with somebody else. Okay. And then everything is like the weapon crafting system and all the loot you share. That's all designed to kind of make it that much more fun.
Crazy. All right, now here's something that I thought about in terms of co-op. I think it'll be amazing if there's parts in the game where you guys separate. And, like, when you separate, there are certain objectives that you may have and certain objectives that this person may have. The reason why I say that is because in all the Dead Spaces, you may get like calls or like radio ins from other people that's in a completely different area. You know what I'm saying, where you're at. It'd be amazing if you was playing co-op and they was in a completely different area taking care of something. It's amazing because it makes you want to see what's on the other side, even though you're playing co-op. Is that something? Is that a part of the game that we may see?
No, we don't actually have you split literally apart. We like it to be where you're both experiencing kind of the same thing together. So it's a great idea, but it's not quite how we executed it.
All right, cool, no problem. I just had to ask that because I thought that would be amazing. Now, here's something that I felt was real crazy about the whole Dead Space story, and the animation in this game, I think it's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people back home will be happy to hear you say that.
Like, I love the animation. Now, that leads me to my next question is enemies. I want to see new enemies, big killer enemies. Like, what's the plan in terms of how we fight these new people, especially now that you got co-op and you got help? I'm assuming that it's going to be that much, a little harder than before. So is there, like, some enemies you can kind of, like, let us know about, or certain boss battles you may encounter?
I can't really tell you the details of new enemies, but we do have new enemies, of course, because it's another Dead Space game. Yeah. So some of your favorites are back. There's some brand new ones, right? So there's a whole menagerie of enemies. We got bosses. I can't tell you how many. I can't tell you what they are, but you should, dude. It's the epic boss. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose your shit when you see the.
Oh, the E3. Oh, you know what? You get the belt just for doing that. Like, just for your work in that game is crazy. Now, here's something that I really thought of. Isaac is becoming very popular. Like, in terms of the character itself, it's becoming very popular. Where do you see not just Dead Space as a franchise, but the character Isaac? Like, do you think he can appear as a guest character in other video games, or do you feel like where is Isaac going eventually for his future? Because I think he's a great character in his own right now. He's embedded in this industry.
Yeah, yeah. He can go almost anywhere he wants. Like, as you notice, we don't really tend to use him in the other properties. We tend to let other characters breathe when we do novels and when we do the animated features and the different things. We tend to like the other characters of the franchise kind of have their moment in the sun because Isaac is all about the main storyline. But there's no reason. Yeah, Isaac can do whatever he wants. Like, we've built him as a whole character with this huge history. All this, stuff has happened to him that can be used for story. So he can go anywhere he wants.
That's amazing. Now, in terms of gameplay, what's some of the things that you guys, if you're gonna bring me over to the crib and we have some dinner and eat and chill, I'm down.
It's pretty heavy.
Oh yeah, it's heavy. It's definitely official.
There's nothing fake about this. This is all going on.
It's definitely official.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. For someone that did the story. Now. So now the next question, right? Now, to me, with the gameplay, I love the gameplay. I love the shooting. I love the different weapons. Like, I love that synergy. Do you guys have like any type of way or ideas where you could actually allow gamers to develop their own weapon? The reason why I say that is because the genius that Isaac is, it'd be amazing if a user could kind of tap into that genius and make them feel that way and let them create and let them do some of the things that the game don't let you do that Isaac does as a character. I think that'd be amazing.
Do you know that that's like one of the big features of Dead Space 3 is weapon crafting? Like one of the big features apart from co-op is everything literally you just said is in the game.
You know what? I didn't see that. I didn't get the email on it, but I got it now. And in terms of weapon crafting, is there some limits to it, or can you kind of do whatever you want to do and go crazy with your imagination? How deep does it go?
Pretty crazy with your imagination. I mean, there's obviously some limits to it, but it's like way big. It's at least obviously all the weapons at least to Dead Space 1 and 2. And then it's way beyond that. Like, you can add all these other features. There's other mechanics, core mechanics. There's secondary effects to the weapons, like a stasis coating or a flame coating or an acid coating. You can like make things bounce. It's really big and really wide. So you're gonna go crazy.
I have a major question for you, okay? I don't think anybody gonna ask you this. Now, I've been playing a whole lot of NBA 2K13, right? And I love the way they use Connect, how I could call my plays with my voice. All that stuff is amazing. It'd be amazing if I could make a weapon and I say the name of the weapon and it changes. That would end everything. That I guarantee you, that'd be crazy. Have you guys thought of any unique ways to utilize the Connect or ways to use the PlayStation Move or whatever? Because I already know that you guys use that in another Dead Space type of game with a shooter. But in this one, I think things like that would be amazing, or going forward, I think it'd be insane. Have you guys thought about that, or would you consider that to be a great idea?
That's a really great idea, actually. We have great partners with those guys, the Connect and all those different accessories. We haven't really put any thought of that for Dead Space 3, but you never know. I mean, it's not in the plan right now, but it's a really good idea because, I mean, we have all the weapons and you've always got all the way to use them,
So sick. Oh, my God. So a few more questions, and then I'm going to wrap it up. You got a question, Carl? What's up?
One thing I wanted to ask is I also see that Xbox is also trying to utilize their tablet, and as far as
the smart
extra experience, what kind of are we expected to see some kind of details in that?
Smart glass. What's up with that?
Well, right now, not yet. We're just developing for the consoles, right? Xbox 360, PS3, PC. So no, nothing for smart glass yet. So we're just trying to get the basic stuff out, but it depends on the future. You never know what might happen.
Now, you just said PS3, 360, and PC, but you didn't mention Wii U. Is there a reason that you didn't mention the Wii U, or is there something about the Wii U that you could tell us that we may see Dead Space eventually pop on? Like, what's the plans for that?
I don't have any plans I can talk about right now for Wii U, and not for Dead Space 3, but, it might always be possible. I don't really know. I am not privy to those plans, so nothing I know of right now.
I have another major question for you. Another major question. I see Medal of Honor, Army of Two, and Battlefield all using the Frostbite 2 engine, right? And I know, to my knowledge, I don't think Dead Space is using the Frostbite 2 engine. Now, my thing is, it'll be amazing because every game gets to a point where they need to change and evolve and rebuild and, reestablish that greatness that they once had. Sometimes it may take a new engine to do that. After the experience that EA has been using with, Frostbite engine with a lot of their games, do you think that Frostbite 2 could end up in Dead Space's future?
There's no reason it wouldn't. Like, Frostbite's a very powerful engine, but we've come really far with the Visceral engine. This is from Dead Space 1. So I don't I haven't really been part of the planning for anything else that's going to go on engine-wise. Frostbite's a great engine, and it does really well for the games you mentioned, right? So I don't know what to tell you. Like we've gotten this far with this one. It's been a really great engine and shipped really great 90+ games. So no reason to change yet. But the Frostbite engine's a great thing. So if the future looks like I need to change over, we might. Who knows?
That's amazing. So I'm going to end it right now because we got to get out of here. EA, naughty or nice. I'm telling you, Chuck, it's been an honor and a pleasure to talk to you. This is the guy that's done the story on Dead Space. You respect this man. Now, last question is this. You as a gamer, as a creator, a content creator, from personally in your heart, how does this make you feel seeing everyone go crazy over your game? And can you kind of let the fans know what it really takes to get here?
Yeah, it's so satisfying because you spend so many hours and hours and days and weeks and weekends in your office with the other creators, Ben Monad, and all the people that worked on the game with us, and you crunch and you grind over every little pixel and every little moment and every little second, and then when it all finally comes out like 2 years later and everyone loves it, it's just like, oh yeah, right, we were doing it for that, for everybody else to love it. So it's really great. We love our fans, and we couldn't be happier that everyone else loves the game as much as we love the game. So that's pretty sweet.
Yo, it's an honor, man. Thanks, man. Yo, God bless you, man. Take care. It's your boy Hip Hop Gamer. Keep it gangster. You already know what time it is, man. EA all day. Dead Space 3.